Looney Tunes.
Pop champagne if I want to.
You know how.
Hit the club in the range if I want to.
Midwest.
Rock a iced out chain if I want to.
We do
Make
it.
the club go insane if I want to.
Yeah.
Rock a pop champagne.
Remember me? It's been a long time, man. I'm about to
Shit on the whole in the streets.
never been the type of motherfucker to shut up for second place. Why now? They talk about a comeback, never been into the run back, but the skin is so loud. Gotta make my mama proud, just keeping a child wild with the third I've known to bust. So the motherfuckers wanna put a second on the number, keep it coming steady, bustin' microphones, I touch just like put some lot of passion, get a little passion back. Now it's time to go so hard in the field, y'all. We're West Indiana, South Bend, that's the place that I reside. Come out with a komain, y'all. Beat some all, so whatever you wanna call it, I'm ballin' like a motherfucker, got no sense. You're about to
Shit on the whole in the streets.
Welcome again to the mic check. I'm your host, Gucci the Don. I'm sitting here right now with my man Komain, you know what I'm saying? He came through to chop it up with me, you know what I'm saying? So, as I do, you know, we get into the raw and uncut, what it is, everything you need to know for your, get your artist known to you. So this is what I do, you know what I'm saying? Unscripted, it's like a freestyle, we're going from the head. First of all, you know what I'm saying? You know, let the people know who you are and, you know.
Komain, MC from South Bend, Indiana. Been doing the music since the late '90s. Been around for a minute, and I'm still here.
Okay, that's what's up. You know, staying here. That's where we is, relevant. Because like I said, I've been doing and around the music thing for a long time myself. So I've been seeing a lot of these guys, and he's been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So when it get down to it, how did you really get into music? Period.
I mean, when I was younger, when I say younger, I'm talking like even middle school, high school. You know, people think I really wasn't rapping back then. I was writing poetry.
Right.
I really didn't start rapping and laying down vocals until I went after I was 18. Matter of fact, I mean, like I used to mess around with it just at the crib or whatever.
Right.
But when I went away to college, actually, I went to IU Bloomington, and we had a lot of free time.
A lot of free time.
You know what I mean? And
That's college life. That's college life.
Kind of artsy, and you know what I mean, when it comes to the poetry and the short stories and stuff like that. And I love music. I was a hip hop head since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
And that's when I actually started doing it just for fun. Like we had a lot of free time on our hands, we were smoking, drinking, whatever. You know what I mean? And little free time, and I got a little 4-track player. Got the little sampler and shit. And,
Right.
And started recording stuff, and it was garbage at the time. But people were telling me, "Yo, that's hot." Because back then you got to mid-late '90s.
Yeah, it was a whole different.
You know what I mean? And so that's how I started. And I'd say, you know, I was 18, freshman down to college, and really started recording and laying vocals. You know what I mean?
I know all about it. You know what I'm saying? 4 tracks and 8 dats and all
They
that.
don't.
You know
Most of them don't know what a 4-track is. They don't know what a DAT is.
They
don't
were
know
like, what?
it is.
I was like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? It was analog before it got real digital on y'all. You know what I'm saying? They think that this is what it is. They think that the birth of Pro Tools was the beginning of.
And it's so easy now. Like back then, you actually had to have the equipment, the hardware, not just software to put in your computer and put a mic in.
Exactly.
You had to have hardware.
You know what I'm saying? So who were some of your influences? You know what I'm saying, back then, as far as
I mean,
musically.
Yeah, I would honestly, man, I sound nothing like him, anything like that. But if it wasn't for Pac, I don't even know if I would have took the poetry to actually rap it.
But you know, Pac was a poet in itself.
Yeah, no
you know
doubt.
what I'm saying? So you know, it's everybody loves Pac. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're young and old, you probably heard some Pac. If you're a new rapper playing on some of your parents' cars, or you know what I'm saying, if you get a little earlier than that when you was a little youngster, you know what I'm saying, this is what your big brother and them was listening to.
Man.
When we listened to it, you know what I'm saying, that was what we came up off of. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Tupac, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Not just Pac, but I mean, when I said I was a hip hop head since I was a kid, I mean, I remember growing up on Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap and,
Right.
and NWA, and back when, you know, a 11, 12-year-old white dude listening to NWA, you know, moms would be like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I know the era. You could be a black brother listen to NWA and get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Too Short, Born to Mad,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Those albums, that was controversy, but that was raw and uncut. You know, rap. You know, so the youngsters, you know, NWA, where you got your Ice Cube and your Eazy-E's and your Dr. Dre's, you know, they came from they was pioneers in the game. So, and I like the way you I've seen your albums go from here to there, and where you was then to now. You know what I'm saying? I see the maturity in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I hope it's a process that most people will take. I mean, some people don't, like, you know what I mean, but apart from music, everybody grow up a little bit. So I hope to grow up and grow over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that. Obviously, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same artist, but I'm not the same person I was when I was 18, 19, 20 years old.
Right, because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's called, growth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you don't grow, you're going to stay stagnant, and being stagnant don't help you at all.
No.
Who wants to do the same thing they was doing 10 years ago? Unless it's making some money in this way, you knew you had to make some money, but even artists from that era changed up to some degree. Some stay true to their form, but
yeah, it's a fine line.
But it's a fine line of staying relevant without changing yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But tweaking yourself in a way I like to say. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants to hear that, or I shouldn't say nobody, because some people do. But I think sometimes these older rappers that are still on in the game, they try to change too much with the times. I mean, there's a difference between growth and then trying to change to fit into what the industry wants you to be.
Right, and that's the thing about independent artists. You know what I'm saying? They, you know what I'm saying? They try to mimic a lot of times to try to get into an industry that's not really letting people in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They pick and choose and groom those that they want. So independent artist really has a better shot at putting itself out there if you know how to learn how to brand and market yourself. Tell me about who the people you work with, and you know what I'm saying?
I mean, right now I'm with a group of very talented individuals, and we call ourselves the Camp. It's the Camp Music Group. I know you said that you had Sam London.
Right, he talked about the Camp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's what it is. Sam London, it's myself, it's Trip Cambridge, and it's Ghost.
Right.
So it's 3 old ass white rappers.
Shout out to all the team.
And a young
Camp,
black
again,
R&B
I said it's
singer.
the Camp. I'm gonna shout out to the Camp once again.
But it's family, and it's not just. I mean, we make dope music, but it's not just about the music. We have the camaraderie that comes out of it. We're all good friends and stuff like that. And we have fun, bro. Still a monster.
Hey,
I'm still on the album.
Hey, man,
Like,
and this is album number 3 for the Monsters, right?
We had
was it 4?
We had the Takeover, and then we had Drunk and Hungover,
right?
And then we had New Block Order.
New Block Order, and this is number 4.
And this will be the 4th
This is
one.
number
And
4.
I'm on that. I'm part of that. I'm on like 3, and I know some of the viewers might want to know. Like they asked me, like, what's going on with the Block Monsters. I'm part of the process. I'll be on probably like 3, 4 songs. Right. Those are my brothers, and what it is I'm trying not to stifle their creativity. Right. I think we kind of talked about this the other day when you saw me.
Right.
And it's like I'm still a monster, but they do some of the topics of their songs and stuff like that. I might not fit into quite as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I don't want to stifle their creativity when it comes to making some of the songs about the gangster shit or whatever like that, because that ain't me. You know what I mean? That ain't me no more. And but I'm still a monster, and the album is gonna be dope. I know it's gonna be dope. I can't wait.
See, you was a monster not because you was a gangster, but you a monster you're a beast on that mic.
But that's the whole thing.
You're a beast on that mic. I sat down at one show and you sat down. You know what I'm saying? Acapella. And had them locked in. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing I like. A lot of people misinterpret is when we first did the whole Block Monster thing. It was like we're all monsters on our block, in our neighborhood.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? From the east, Snuff from the
everybody
west, from Seaside. We were just monsters on the microphone. Right. But a lot of it, people like automatically they would assume certain things. And, and maybe when I was young too, I did probably try to take it too far. You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging with some of my guys that are rapping about this. I might have taken it a little too far with it. As a grown ass man now, I can sit back and say that. But man, we had fun.
But
we still have fun. They came out to the show the other night.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So I already know how, I know everybody in the block, so I know the love is still there. So, you know what I'm saying? On that note, we're going to pause for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Get right back with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Once again, it's Utmost TV, the mic check in. Gucci the Don sitting here with Komain.
Gucci, P. Reed.
All right.
Cause I'm a lost soul and I'm walking but I got nowhere to go. It's just me and my bottle out on this lonely road. Take another sip, relax, my demons try to wash away. If I feel negativity coming, that's when I walk away. Woke up depressed today, and I really don't feel myself. Everybody turning their back on the kid, but if I need some help, but fuck them. Homie, it's just me against the world like it always was. People say they got my back, bullshit, I call they bluff. But I'ma keep walking on to the rhythm of my song like a true OG do. Got love for my people in the struggle, but I'm doing all the trouble. Got me feeling like I'm see-through. Deceitful people, so evil, I just wish they'd walk away. Used to have a lot of time for the never-ending grind and the drama, but not today. Cause if I can't be myself, then nobody should be around me. Every single day I'm steady struggling with demons, trying to brush them off, so please allow me. I finally see a way to keep the negativity from building, and it start with me. Used to be my #1 critic, ain't nobody break it down as hard as me. I'm breathing free again, happy with myself for once and all. If people not happy for me, their problem, fuck them all. I'm off the chain still, mind frame just a little bit different. Life like a marathon, and today I'm a little bit winded. I'm a lost soul, and I'm walking, but I got nowhere to go. It's just me and my bottle out on this lonely road. Taking another sip, relax, my demons try to wash away. If I feel negativity coming, that's when I walk away. I'm a lost soul, and I'm walking, but I got nowhere to go. It's just me and my bottle out on this lonely road. Take another sip, relax, my demons try to wash away. If I feel negativity coming, that's when I walk away.
Alright, welcome back, you know what I'm saying? It's Gucci's Don. Utmost TV presents Mic Check-In. Once again, my man Komain here chopping it up with me. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to get in and talk about, you know, your current projects and what you're working with.
Yeah, right now, matter of fact, last week, Ghost and myself just dropped the Anti-Project. It's available free online at DatPiff. Just go type in Komain, Ghost, whatever, Anti-Project, and it's there for free. It's dope, bro. Like it's more of a concept album. It's like on some fuck the industry, fuck making clubby singles and all that shit. We ain't trying to get on. This is like anti what the industry says you have to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Non-conforming.
Yeah, we just took it back to spitting. Like a lot of people know me from the twisted flows and stuff like that, right? You know what I mean?
That's
me.
your signature.
But what I did is I was like, anti all that. I'm gonna take it back to spitting.
Yeah.
I want to prove a point to a certain extent. Like I'm hip hop. I'm old school hip hop.
Right.
I can twist it up and shit like that.
You're known for the twisting, you know what I'm saying? And on this album, you know what I'm saying, it was like I said, it was more back to the raw basics of hip hop. Let me, you know what I'm saying, give you what I got. You know what I'm saying? Let you know that I still do it along with some of the other tracks that you know what I'm saying, doing. Like I said, album previous to this was more what to you?
It was more
from that album to this album.
I mean, it was still anti-industry. You know what I'm saying? It was still I ain't making no club singles. I ain't trying to do all that. Like, and nothing against the artists that do that.
Right.
I'm old. I'm not a club. I'm not a club.
So
I don't go to the club.
Catch me in the club.
I don't go to the
got
club.
kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't go to the club. So the album before that was still it was not clubby shit, but it was just you can catch me. Every album I do is different. That's what I really love about being able to not have being part of an industry label or not having a manager telling me I'm gonna do what I want to do, whatever I feel like doing. That album I felt like twisting it up a little more, and that's what's beautiful about every project I do. I can do me. I can do whatever the fuck I feel like doing.
Right. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So now Ghost, where he come from? You know what I'm saying?
Ghost is another.
Y'all did a whole album of, you know.
Yes, this is our second album actually we did together. Ghost is another dude. He's kind of, we have the same mind state. You know what I mean? He's been around. He's about my age. He's been around forever.
Right.
He's sick of the trend in the industry and all the bullshit.
Cause it's a lot.
Ghost used to run Moshine. I'm sure a lot of
everybody know about Moshine. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Moshine and
D-Lo, and you know what I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get all them, you know what I'm saying, in here because they still relevant.
Like it really is one of the reasons I still do it is to put on for my city. A lot of people might be like, he full of shit. Right? No,
I know you personally, you know what I'm saying.
I'm not out here hustling my music 24/7. Like, hey man, buy this shit. It's the dopest shit out. No, bro. Like I'm doing it because I still love music.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm trying to help my city achieve greater things.
That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying. Your production. You know what I'm saying. What producers you working with, or
I mean,
how do you go about when you picking and choosing?
Just whoever wants to fuck with me, that's talented, we're gonna give them a shot.
On
You know
your,
what I mean?
on
Like,
your latest joint, what
I mean, I-
work?
latest,
Was it your production or?
we got some of the production just straight off the internet.
Right,
And that's just because we was going for a certain sound,
right.
a certain anti-sound, you know what I'm saying? And we got some of the stuff on SoundClick or whatever, release the tracks or whatever. And then right now I'm working with a young cat, bro, like 20, I'm gonna fuck it up. He's probably 22, 23 years old. Dude named Arkman. We supposed to do a little EP at the beginning of the year.
Right.
So talented, bro. He's got like that old school, like soulsy sample type melodic, like, and it's nasty. It's nasty.
Okay, we're gonna be on the lookout for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, in one word, not even one word, just one sentence. Tell me, you know what I'm saying, where Komain is and where he's going from here.
Right now, Komain is comfortable. You know what I mean? And people say, how you comfortable? You're not selling I mean, I'm selling records, but not like that. How are you comfortable? Because I'm finally comfortable as an artist, comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable with where my city is headed as far as the talent here. And I'm gonna keep, motherfuckers, a lot of people be like, you know, these old motherfuckers, they need to just go ahead. No, bro, I'm
You
still.
gotta stay relevant because it's love, man. Because that's what I'm here for.
If I'm-
Y'all need to go check on him because my man he got joints that'll just kill you because you know what I'm saying. He got like you said the melodic beats. I put the headphones on or you know what I'm saying, crank it up and I'm feeling you. I'm in your lyrics.
It's the musicality. You still gotta have the musicality. You can be the dopest spitter in the world. You gotta have some kind of musicality. But when I do put your album in, please have a couple songs with some substance on it.
That's what I'm asking for, you know what I'm saying? Because it's cool to be a gimmick rapper, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to get out there and you want to get noticed, but you know what I'm saying? The true MC, the true hip hop heads, they want to hear some real music, you know what I'm saying? They want to hear you talk about something other than, you know what I'm saying? You got cars, you got bitches, you got talk about something.
Yeah, talk about yourself. And that's another thing, like, and I had to learn over the years. Don't be afraid to be yourself, man. Like that's if I'm telling like these young MCs, I understand you have to do this kind of song, you want to do this kind of song for the mainstream exposure, whatever. But don't be afraid to be yourself. Like people can relate to you, not the phony image that a lot of MCs are trying to portray.
Right.
Real everyday motherfuckers can relate to you. They can relate to the struggles that you're going through as an everyday person, as somebody that's going to work and working 9 to 5, or if you have to hustle, they can relate to that. You don't have to pretend to be anybody else other than yourself. And it took me a long time to learn that, and that's the most advice I could give to somebody, man, is be yourself.
That's good advice. You know what I'm saying? Once again, my man, I appreciate you
Bro,
coming to chop it up with me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for all my fans. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I'm bringing it to you raw, you know what I'm saying? I'm bringing people like my man Komain, you know what I'm saying? People that's about the real, they right here in your city, you know what I'm saying? You got to check on them, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that being said, you know what I'm saying? This Utmost TV, mic check in.
Can I say one more thing, dude?
Say it, man, say it.
I was saying this earlier. I told Percy when I first got here, I did an interview, I think it was on Notre Dame radio, like, probably about a year and a half ago, and they was just talking about, of course they had me on there, so they're talking about all the old school, all the old school artists. We were talking about, you know what I mean, In the Dark, and Utmost, and NHN, and a lot of the old school artists and shit.
Pretty much they
Lane Calhoun's and all that shit.
Hey, Lane Calhoun's my motherfucker.
You know what I mean? Like,
Let's never get it twisted. Lane Calhoun, hey, he gonna be one because I've been loving Lane since the day I met him, and when he was up here in the camp, you know what I'm saying, with Utmost, he was one of the most, you know, intensified rappers that I could, you know what I'm saying? His mind was always, you know what I'm saying?
So we was talking about a lot of like the old school artists and shit like that, how different it was back then. And what I was saying, I'm not just saying this because I'm in Utmost, but I was saying like I don't think a lot of people pay the right amount of homage to Percy Reed.
Right.
Because Percy Reed was creating a movement with the whole Utmost thing in the late 90s, in the early 2000s, when that shit wasn't going on.
At all.
It's a totally different game. And he was doing shit that nobody was doing. And you got your old school heads that will still pay homage to P and recognize him for what he did. But I don't think enough people really give him the credit that it's due. You know what I'm saying, man?
Shout out to my man P. Reed.
So I just had to say that.
That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be bringing this to you. So, you know,
Utmost family to me. Ever since I learned about it in the late 90s, and I appreciate them having me on. What, 15 motherfucking years later? You know what I
hey
mean?
man, it's all good, man. Like I said, I'm trying to continue the movement, but now we're taking it to the next level because we want to showcase the whole city. We want to put on for the whole area, not just South Bend, but Elkhart, Niles, you know, so Goshen, Michigan City. You know what I'm saying? Our surrounding area where the artist is not really being recognized, and I'm trying to give them a platform to get out there and tell the people, you know, who they are and what they got going on. And for me, you know what I'm saying, it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate you having me on, bro.
it's
You know,
all
family, always.
always, bro, always.
Let me get back to whooping Gucci ass.
Okay, on this pool.